thing to think of is this dust collector works very similar to the vacuum cleaner at the car wash, okay? You have the vacuum cleaner, you have a long hose, and then you have the nozzle, let's call it, at the end, that you point at the pile of dust you want to remove, right? You vacuum it up, it goes in, goes through the hose, all the way to the vacuum cleaner, then hits the filter, and then the dust falls out, and then the clean air goes out the top. That's basically what our dust collection system is, okay? So all of it starts with the system fan here. This system fan is like the heart of the dust collection system. It spins and it creates suction, okay? So when it's spinning, it starts pulling the air through all of this stuff that you have, and then it shoots it out the top here, okay? So because of that, it's like a big vacuum system. So today when we're talking, we're gonna refer to suction and pressure. If I say pressure, it's probably talking about negative pressure, which is vacuum. There are dust collection systems where it's the other way, where instead of pulling air out of the dust collector, there's a fan that pushes into the dust collector. And it's called a positive pressure system. It's like blowing into a balloon. But the way the baghouse operates in both kinds of systems is exactly the same. So ideally, when we design it, this ducting from the fan to the dust collector is all clean. Only clean air comes out of the baghouse. It goes through the fan. In the real world, yeah, there's some dust that builds up in here, but ideally, this is all perfectly clean. Because as the dirty air comes in, it goes up. This is the dirty air inlet of the baghouse. So the inlet is at the bottom part of the baghouse here. So the dirty air comes in and goes up like this. And then it gets stuck on the filters, and then only the clean air comes out of the filter, goes up, and then out here. Goes to the fan. That's how that works, okay? So we have the red. So let's say red is the dust. So the dust gets stuck on the outside of the filter. Okay? And only the nice, clean black air, that's a bad marker for that. Only the nice, clean air that's with the dust goes through, out the top here, and around to the fan, like that. Okay? So this is the dirty air inlet, or the baghouse inlet, the bottom here. This bottom section of the baghouse is called the hopper. Hopper. So hopper is normally something you store dust in, but this baghouse, the hopper really is like a funnel. The purpose of the hopper is to funnel the dust to the bottom part here, which is called the discharge of the dust collector. At the bottom of the discharge, you have to have some sort of airlock, because this is all sucking air through, right? So if there's nothing here, it's like a big hole, it just would suck air up from underneath. So we have to have a device here that seals it, but also will let dust flow go out. So you have rotary airlocks on the bottom. That's your dust discharge valve. So the rotary valve, you know how it works, it spins. As it spins, it fills with dust. And then as it turns around, because there's multiple blades, right? When it gets to here, the dust falls out, but it still has the blades touching the side, so it keeps the seal so the air can't go up. Now, the other key part of the dust collection system is all of the duct work. Okay, we'll come back to this in a second. But the duct work. And what most people don't realize is that the ductwork part of the system is actually the part that requires the most amount of engineering and design. It's not just hooking up a hose and putting it over something. The ductwork is very carefully engineered for different sizes, velocities, airflows, all that, which we'll explain later in the class. But the ductwork system includes the ductwork, okay? It also includes this, which is the pickups. So the pickup is where we suck in the air. So sometimes it's a pickup hood, like you have in most places. Sometimes the pickup is directly connected, like a hard connection into the machine that you're venting. So imagine you have like a big box that inside they're grinding, cutting, whatever. Sometimes you put the hood and it connects physically to the box. Other times, like here, where you have the furnace, you have the hoods over the top. A lot like the hood like in your kitchen or at the kitchen in a restaurant, right? That sucks up all the smoke that goes up. Works basically the same way, okay? We're letting all the dust, smoke, steam, everything that we don't want go into the hood, and then it gets sucked into the dust collection system. You also have this device in a lot of your big systems. So this device we call a spark arrest. They call a spark arrestor here. And what this does is it is a kind of pre-filter for the bag house in a certain way. So it removes some of the big pieces without using filters. That way what goes to the bag house is only the dust. It also has the benefit of breaking up all the big pieces or removing the big pieces that could be burning or on fire. So for that reason, they call it a spark arrestor here in the plant. And it has the same kind of thing. It discharges into a steel drum in most cases instead of a super sack, but it's basically a pre-filter to the dust collector.